Hi, everyone. Welcome to IWB Podcast. Today, we are live with some amazing ladies, and as well as we have Melane Mullings. And the topic today that we are going to discuss is how to build an impactful and sustainable business. So, we have some amazing ladies who will actually ask some nice questions to Melane, and she will have all the answers, and so that we are all ready to take our business to the next level. And if I may introduce Melane for a little bit, she is a cancer survivor, a successful entrepreneur, a former registered nurse, and a management consultant, and now a best-selling author. So without further ado, let me have Maria Carolina start with her questions, as well as Melane can little bit introduce herself with all the following questions.
Thank you so much for the introduction. It is such an honor for me to be here to speak with the IWB membership and you amazing ladies as well. As you mentioned, I am a cancer survivor, former registered nurse. I am a successful entrepreneur, business management consultant, and the founder of AM Management Consulting. And I am an award-winning #1 best-selling author of the business book Lemonade. Squeeze your challenging life experiences into a successful business. I started my first business with no training in business. I had never taken one single business course. I was in debt, and it took me 3.5 years to make my first dollar. But through faith and a solid understanding of my purpose, I launched out and grew a sustainably successful, impactful, purpose-driven business. And I'm excited to be able to help the IWB membership do the same.
Wow, that's amazing. As I said at the beginning, it's my privilege to be here in this meeting and, getting to know you more as a founding member representing Venezuela with IWB is an honor for me to share with all of you ladies. And Melanie, one of my first question is, what led your journey to become an entrepreneur? How did you decide to become an entrepreneur?
So excellent question. Thank you. And I love answering this because as a cancer survivor, I learned some really key strategies for survival that really encouraged me to make a difference in the Canadian healthcare system. And so it was a passion to create change that launched me out. I'm also a passionate Christian. And I came across a Bible text. It says in Matthew 21:22, whatever you ask for in prayer, believing, you will receive. And I came to a point and I thought, God, if I only believed this, imagine what I could have accomplished in my life up to this point. And so I made the decision to launch out in faith. So it was basically a desire to create a change in the Canadian healthcare system and my faith that propelled me forward.
Amen. I love it. Yes, praise God. When you have that purpose, which you already answered my second question, purpose and passion. It's amazing to see that because just by your passion, you get to transfer to people what you're looking for, right? And then let me go to my third question since you already answered that one. What are the qualities you think entrepreneurs should have today, when they want to start a business, even women or men? What are the tips that you can give them to get to their place?
So another great question. And in my book, Lemonade, I talk about the secret to success in business that you will not learn in an MBA program. And it is this: desire and passion and perseverance and drive. Those are the key foundations to creating a sustainably successful business. You can have all the capital in the world. You can have the greatest team around you. You can have more degrees than a thermometer. But if you don't have an understanding of your purpose and you're moving forward from a perspective just to make money, it's going to be a arduous journey for you to progress forward. But if you have that drive, if you have that discipline and belief in yourself and faith that you can make it, that is the foundation upon which you can build on success.
Awesome. So now we have Anu. Let's hear more diverse, more questions on the floor. Let's hear it from Anu.
Hi, Melane. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, it's
So,
an
like,
honor.
I was wondering, like, what is the favorite part of being an entrepreneur, like, for you? Yeah.
So, in my role now as a business management consultant, I help business owners across the country really to realize their dreams. And so, my favorite part of being an entrepreneur is helping others out of the overflow of the struggles that I had and transitioning my experience into a sustainably successful business myself. Most of my clients that I deal with do not have the conditions that I had. I was $300,000 in debt over building my business. Most of them haven't even seen that kind of money, right? And so I have an opportunity to be able to speak to the struggles and the challenges and the fears and the anxieties of the early days of starting a business. And so my favorite part is to be able to help them realize their dreams in my role. And at the meeting at Metro Toronto Hall on October 19 with IWB at 6 o'clock, I think it starts, I'm going to be talking more about those strategies that entrepreneurs can use to realize their dreams for their business and create sustainably successful businesses too.
Okay. So, my next question, since you help recognizing others' fears and they help them to tackle their fears, right? Like, what did you have any fears and anxiety like when you started up, and like how did you handle them, right?
Ooh, great question. Because when I started my first business, I had never taken one business class, no experience in business at all, a whole lot of insecurities to boot. I was an RN. I didn't know anything about business. And so I had a plethora. And honestly, at the end of the day, you know, when we cut, we all bleed red. No matter how far up the chain that you go in success, we all have insecurities and such an imposter syndrome that we deal with. But it's just a matter of learning how to navigate through those emotions more effectively, so they don't stymie your success, or they don't basically compromise your journey forward. So yes, I had, and still to some extent, I have insecurities and fears. But I learned really to lean on my faith and lean on an understanding that I have created success. Even if it's small successes in the very early stages of growing your first business, there are things that you do well, and there are things that have worked, right? And so it's not just the main goal that you accomplish and, oh my goodness, I'm amazing. It's the things, little things along the way, and looking back and gaining strength from those things and recognizing that I am capable and it
So
is
beautiful. Yeah, so beautiful. So, with that, I have my one last question from my side. So, what is the hardest part of being an entrepreneur? Like, even when you're like all successful, there must be something that you still like you're fearful of, right?
yes, yes. So I would say the hardest part of the entrepreneurial journey is getting out of your own way. Anu. And all of us getting out of our own way, right? We have sometimes our fears and our anxieties can really hold us back and have us believing. I mean, I heard an acronym once for the word fear, which is false evidence appearing real.
Oh.
We have this idea about certain things, and it may not even necessarily be the case, but we're so afraid and we decide not to move forward and all of these different things. And so, honestly, I feel that if we can get out of our own way, and I'm going to give you a little secret from the consulting world, is that is one of our biggest goals as consultants, is to help our clients get out of their own way and
Yeah.
realize what they need to do, and to do it consistently and effectively and efficiently, to create the success that they're looking for. So getting out of our own way, I think, is the greatest challenge to growing a sustainably successful business.
Thank you. Incredible. Thank you.
Awesome. Diana, you're next.
Hi. Hello, Milan. This is Diana. I am representing Sri Lankan Tamil community and a founding member with Immigrant Women in Business. It's so lovely to have you here. Thank you for answering all those questions so well. So I'm not going to go into my first question because you've already answered the advice. Get out of your comfort zone is your advice. And you are a consultant, so I'm sure they'll come to you for consultation. All right, let's go to the second question, which is, we know that you are a cancer survivor. How did you deal with this shocking news, and how did you get the strength to deal with it?
Mm-hmm. So I was 17 when I was diagnosed, and how did I deal with it? Honestly, the greatest and the most effective means of navigating through that journey was leaning on my faith in God. Now, and if you don't particularly believe in God, I'm Christian, but at the end of the day, whatever your faith structure, whatever your faith concept, just really leaning on your higher power and recognizing that there is a purpose in your pain if you have the power or the courage to unearth it. And so looking for that, and what can I draw from this, and how can I give back as a result of this? And what is the seed inherent in this situation that can help progress me forward and also help others? So I would say really leaning on my faith is what helped me navigate through that. And a lot of the components and strategies that I learned about survival, I actually apply that and teach my consulting clients those same strategies to survive in business. So I'm going to be talking to the IWB membership on October 19 about some of these strategies and how, and I'm encouraging everyone to come out to that event on Thursday, October 19. I'm going to be sharing that and several other tidbits that I bless my clients with from my own journey, and how they can utilize these strategies to create success in their businesses as well.
Wow, you are very powerful, and thank you so much for sharing those information. And I'm sure that you've already mentioned what motivated you to move forward and create empire of yourself. Is there anything else that you would like to touch on that, or that's the only thing that you wanted to
There's
mention?
so much I want to
sure.
share with you, and I'm going to share it with all of you when you're at the event on Thursday, October 19.
Absolutely.
I'm really excited to share more strategies and more information, because honestly, you know, Diana, there are so many women out there with fabulous and fantastic ideas for business. But like me in the early years, they are insecure or feeling that they can't do it, or they're not good enough, or they're not tall enough, or the right color, or whatever the case. But at the end of the day, we have light within us. And our CEO, Svetlana, is an amazing example of that. As a board member with IWB, I am just blessed by her eminent light and the encouragement that she provides the membership. And so I want to be able to lean more into that and really show the membership that, yes, you know, you can do it. I am a perfect example of really, as an RN, just not knowing anything about business, but learning key strategies and implementing them on a consistent basis. And I was able to grow my business. One of my early consulting clients, in the 6th month of me working with her, she became a multimillionaire. So the strategies that I share with my clients work if you work them. And I'm excited to share that with the membership on October 19th.
Wonderfully shared. Thank you so much, Melane. And we're all looking forward to meet as many as we can to come out on the October 19th and listen to Melane and learn from her. All right. From this, I'm going to pass on to Sunayana, and she will continue her questions to you. Thank you, Melane.
You're welcome.
Hi, Melane. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And I'm really excited to have you with us at IWB on the 19th. And your story is so incredibly inspiring. I mean, to be that young and to go through an experience which is quite challenging, it's incredible to see you come out of it and change your life this way. And it takes incredible courage and strength of character to be able to do that. So here's my first question. I wanted to have a better understanding of the kind of entrepreneurs that you work with. What would be the general demographic of the people who approach you for help? Would you be able to quantify them? And can you tell us more about one client that stood out for you particularly? I know we don't have favorites, but some clients do leave a very lasting impression on us.
Yes. Okay, great. And thank you for asking. And all of you, great questions. I love it. So I'll start with the last in terms of a client that stands out to me, is my client that in the 6th month of me working with her, she became a multimillionaire. Her business, she was operating it for about 2 years and she was doing well, but not living up to or her fullest potential. And so what really turned the corner for her was twofold in the approach that I bring to my consulting. One is helping her understand her identity, which is the first module that I progress my clients to. Gaining an understanding of who you are. What are your challenges? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? And how are you getting in your own way, right? And so really helping her understand her identity and then casting a vision for her business and giving her an understanding of the strategies to implement and to focus on over the long haul and how to achieve her goals. And so I walked her through that process and she did the work. My favorite type of client to work with are those that are purpose-driven, social impact entrepreneurs. Also, I work with mostly millennial, but I have worked with older individuals as well. BIPOC entrepreneurs and business owners, those that are driven and focused and ready to create impact in the earth. And so in the case of this particular client, she was willing to invest in her growth and success and do the work. The process that I progress my clients through, my most popular consulting package, is a 9-month program. And she got into it, did the work. There's homework that I provide, and I walk my clients through the process of implementing the strategies into their business. And she did it. And so my favorite type of client is one that invests in their growth and success, has a social impact business, and individuals that really want to create success for greater meaning.
Thank you for that. My next question would be, what does a sustainable, impactful business mean to you? And can you give us an example of that?
So sustainably successful, you mean, and purpose-driven, impactful business for me means a business that, first of all, when I say purpose-driven, what I mean by that is a business that is driven by a higher set of ideals and is drawing from their own personal purpose, sustainably successful in that. And, you know, as entrepreneurs, we all know here, the early years, there's ups and downs, there's months you're profitable, there's months you're not. And so when I say sustainably successful, it's individuals that, or businesses that are successful for the long haul, and they continue to grow and exponentially grow and keep growing. So you don't have those ebbs and flows. Sometimes you're profitable, sometimes you don't. Sustainably successful, continually profitable, transitioning to a state of sustained profitability. And then impactful, organizations that have a corporate social responsibility initiative as a part of their operations. It's just not something that you're volunteering here or there or once or twice, or I say it because it sounds good, but that I actually have a business that has a corporate social responsibility structure associated with it. So continually connecting with the community in a meaningful and sustained and a consistent way. And so those types of businesses are the type of businesses that I'm passionate about the IWB membership creating. And I have helped my clients achieve that type of success in business. And I'm excited to be able to help the IWB membership do the same.
Thank you so much for that. I think it's a very beautiful idea of finding the middle ground between sustainable and successful, and for us to recognize that they are not mutually exclusive. That I think it's a very interesting point to understand, and I don't think people understand that a lot. And it's great that you have kind of, you know, created a way to educate people on this. I think that's really, really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so my next question is, what are some marketing strategies that your clients could use? And we all know that that's one of the best ways to grow our businesses, but sometimes it gets difficult to navigate because there's so many things out there. And as somebody like a third person who is exploring a business and wanting to grow, we are kind of unaware of what might work best for us on an individual level.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little more about what any business owner can start off with?
And so I'm going to answer your question by picking up on what you just said last, because at the end of the day, there's this idea, and it's kind of a misnomer in business, that there's a certain formula or strategy that if I do this, I'm going to get that result. If I do this marketing strategy, this is going to happen for me. But what I have seen with my own business and with my clients is that it really is individualized, and it starts with us. We have to, again, going back to identity. I can tell you that getting on social media for your business and, you know, cleaning up your LinkedIn profile and, you know, YouTube videos and Instagram lives and all these different things are important to do. But if that doesn't resonate with who you are as an entrepreneur, it's just going to fall flat. So I am excited to share some more strategies with the group on October 19th, but really and truly, it has to start with what works, what resonates with you. Because if you implement a marketing strategy that is not drawing and is not authentic to you, your market is going to sniff that out, and it's just going to feel like a sale versus you really connecting meaningfully. Because at the end of the day, in order to become and grow a sustainably successful business, it has to draw from who you are internally as an individual and be authentic to your brand and authentic to who you are as the leader. And so tapping into that first, and then looking at, yes, there are strategies that work more than others or better than others, in particular businesses, etc. But starting with the person first is the key. And then the marketing strategies that I share with my clients, I'll be sharing with the group October 19th. So come out to the event and learn more about those strategies. But again, it starts with knowing who we are as leaders of our businesses and really allowing the strategies that we learn of to draw from that internal place within us.
Wow,
I
amazing,
absolutely love
amazing.
that. Yeah, I love that idea. I'm so sorry, Maria. I just wanted to say that, Melane, I'm really excited to meet you on October 19th. I think I Googled you a little bit before our Zoom call started. So I'm really, really excited about it, and can't wait to see you on 19th.
Great to meet you
Over
too.
to you. Yeah. Over to you, Maria.
God, thank you, thank you. So listen, you're a woman of God. You talk about $300,000 in debt when you started the business. You're a cancer survivor. You have become so successful. It's a fantastic example that everything is possible, you know, and you're a believer. So when you talk about it, I think about people who's always seeking for approval when they're moving, when they want to move forward. So I want you to elaborate a little bit on that end. Like, what would you recommend people that seeks for approval? And I know October 19th is going to be a lot of more information. I'm going to ask you something else about October 19th, but give me something about people that seeks approval when they start businesses or in general.
Right. Whew, isn't that a lot of our problems? We all, I mean, that's the social media world, right? You look into Instagram, how many people liked my post, who watched my video, all of these different things. I mean, unfortunately, we're conditioned to this idea that, okay, if they don't like me, or if, you know, I need it to make sense to people. But again, if we are progressing forward from a place of passion and from a place of purpose, we recognize relatively early on that it's not always going to make sense to other people. And when you're a trailblazer, sometimes you're out there alone. and people don't get you. I remember early on in my first business, I mean, I had so many people telling me, just go back to your job. Why are you doing this? You know, having to educate the market on a new way of operating based on the business idea that I proposed. It had not been done before, the way I was proposing it be done. And so, of course, you know, it hurt me that people didn't understand. And, you know, it's a lonely journey. Success is a very lonely journey. And getting accustomed to recognizing that it's not always about people liking me or believing in me. It's important to have a product or service that there is a need in the market for. Statistics show that 42% of businesses fail because of a lack of market need for their product or service. So we do need to have an understanding that there's a need for it. But it's important for us to start letting go of this idea that I need everybody to like me or I need everybody to believe in me, because there's moments in your entrepreneurial journey that you'll have to just draw on your own personal strength. And I talk about that in my book of, you know, really coming to the place where you become your own cheerleader and drawing from your own internal strength that comes from your higher power. And so at the end of the day, it's not about how many people like us, all of that. I mean, it's great, but it's not always going to be that way. And we should not be leaning on that or feeling like if I'm not liked, that means that my product or service is not valuable. Sometimes those seasons of challenges come to test our resolve. So at the end of the day, if we are operating our businesses from the perspective of our passion and purpose, success is inevitable. Now, what that success looks like is particular for your journey, but we were put here for a purpose, to do a good work in this earth. And so imagine if all of us were functioning out of the overflow of our purpose to offer a good work in this world. So we're not always going to be liked and we're not always going to be understood. But if we're allowing ourselves to be led by that place of purpose, that's a place of peace. We'll be able to navigate through it, and there is success on the other side of it.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I know we're running out of time. And I know I wanted you to confirm the place that we're going to have this event on October 19 and the time. And let us quickly know this in the strategies that you're going to show us on October 19. Is there going to be emotional intelligence information? Is it going to be sales, communication? What kind of skills can you give us? Okay, just to end it. Thank you so much. And I'm so happy I was part of this meeting.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much for being here. So the meeting is going to be at the Metro Hall in Toronto, Thursday, October 19, starts at 6. Registration starts at 5:30. And I'm going to be sharing themes from my award-winning #1 best-selling book, Lemonade, Squeeze Your Challenging Life Experiences into a Successful Business. And in that book, I include 17 strategies that I implemented to achieve success in business with minimal training, minimal capital, no business training, no business education, just leaning on my faith in my higher power. I'm going to be talking about strategies that you can use in terms of your inner work. So really coming to an understanding of who you are as an individual and getting in tune with your identity. I'm going to be talking about our outer work, which is the things that we need to do to build our businesses, the nuts and bolts. So market analysis, going to be talking about marketing. Everybody wants to hear about that, lead generation and all those different strategies. And I'm also going to be talking about the importance of emotional intelligence. I love that you said that. Huge part of developing as a leader. And also want to be sharing some strategies on how we can effectively recruit and retain great teams. What tends to happen with businesses is we have a lot of turnover in the market right now. We're not hiring effectively. And my first business that I owned was a recruitment firm. And so I'm going to be teaching some best practice strategies to hire and retain great teams to help you get to the goals of your business. So looking forward to seeing you all there. Thursday, October 19, 6:30 p.m. at the Metro Hall in Toronto.
Thank you, Melane.
We hope to see everyone out there, and my personal note of thanks to all these ladies of IWB who are in this meeting today, this IWB podcast. And I'll take 1 minute to really express my um, thanks and admiration to one of our key leaders at IWB, Maria Carolina. Thank you for your awesome participation. And Melane, I hope you keep bringing out and unleashing the potential, the passion out of entrepreneurs who need help, and empower them with strategies. And I cannot wait for October 19th, where we all will be sharing ideas and learning from your strategies. So thank you so much, everyone. We hope to see each other and share more ideas on that day. All right. Thank you so much.
And
Thank
bye
you.
from
It
the
was
West
lovely
Coast.
meeting all of y'all. See you guys on 19th.
Okay, bye-bye.